Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. Going through my grandfather's pocket knife collection, and this is a first for this channel. I have a Remington pocket knife. I have not done any Remingtons before as I go through all the manufacturers and all that kind of stuff. So this is a first. My grandfather seemed to have valued this at $7.50, which is not the highest I've seen. So he didn't seem to, it's not the lowest either, but he didn't seem to value this too much. And I will be cleaning this off later. Most, I don't know what the percentage of people that are watching my channel know much about pocket knives already, but I kind of just do this channel with the thought in mind of people who are like me, who really know nothing about pocket knives, although I know a bit more now that I've gone through hundreds of pocket knives. I'm just starting to learn. I'm starting to be dangerous, I guess. But for those that don't know, Remington is a pretty darn collectible pocket knife, as I understand it. I just know what their Remington company has been or was. They're out of business now, but they were more popular for firearms than cutlery. So I was aware of Remington. I didn't know they made pocket knives until recently, until I inherited all these pocket knives and found that out, and found out that they were pretty collectible. So have here in my notes my little bit of history of Remington. The book that I have states that they were started in 1916, but I kind of think that might be a misprint. It might have been started in 1816. I found a website and they were talking about Mr. Remington, who started making rifle barrels in his home in 1816, and were making firearms for the government for a while and stuff like that. They started making pocket knives in 1920, and were making those for a long time until about 1940, and from what I've read, they stopped making pocket knives because they were just making too many firearms, especially for World War II. So they sold off all their cutlery division and everything to PAL Cutlery, and so all of their pocket knives were in a 20-year span. And then Remington as a company was, really a major player in the firearms industry until they went bankrupt in 2020 for a lot of different reasons. They were sued by people and things like that. So that was a big reason. But and so various parts of the Remington company were auctioned off to a lot of different companies, and as I understand it, this year the main Remington factory was closed down. So anyways, Remington is not a thing anymore. And so yeah, I don't know how valuable this particular one is, because it's a advertising pocket knife, and it's just a pen knife. No, just metal handles here and some engravings with the FL and JC Codman Company in Rockland, Massachusetts. So I looked up these guys. These guys looked like they were, that company was started in 1912, and then opened a branch in California in 1948. It's hard, I don't know what actually this company did. I can't find any information on what it, I believe it was some kind of a manufacturing company. They had a couple patents for some abrasive discs, some sanding discs, and I don't know if that's what they produced or if that's what they used for other things or not, but they are no longer in business. I don't know when they went out of business, but they no longer exist, but they were going strong for a while. So that's the history of this particular company in Rockland, Massachusetts. And I think they had also another branch in Illinois or Indiana. I think Indiana, one of those eyes. But yeah, so that's history of that guy. So it looks like there was some overlap there in the 20s and 30s. So that said, it's a good knife. Here's your Remington tang stamp. Let's see if I can catch that somewhere. Sharpened down a little bit, but it's pretty decent. You know, it's not a super duper awesome camper or anything like that. It's an advertising penknife with some decent snap. No half stops. The blade is in good. You know, this is a good condition knife for its history. Kind of approaching 100-year-old knife here. No rust or anything. And the second blade here, same deal. This one looks like it was sharpened down an awful lot, I think. And it's got a second Remington tang stamp there. So I'm kind of curious about how what people would want this, because on the one hand it's a Remington, so it's very collectible, but it's also just kind of a pen knife. But then it's an advertising knife, and so I don't know how collectible Remington advertising knives are. But other than that, let's see. I don't see any brass liners or anything. Seems to just be this. Is this nickel silver? No bolsters or anything. So I believe this is called the skeleton pocket knife because it doesn't have any like scales, bone scales or anything. But in really good shape. You know, zero rust and not really any tarnishing. Really, I mean a little bit, but I've seen much worse, of course. Yeah, there's some tarnishing and stuff there, but not a lot. But decent walk and talk on this one as well. So that's fun. It's neat. I do know there's a lot more Remingtons in this collection to come, so this is kind of just the first look at some of the Remingtons, and I know there are some very collectible Remingtons my grandfather collected, so this will just be the first, and so more to come. So hope you enjoyed that. That's pretty cool, and talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.